Now I'm the king of the swingers, oh, the jungle VIP. What? No, I'm not. Welcome back to another episode of Simply Carifying, number 24. Holy cow. Eventually, I'll stop saying numbers like that and stop being so excited, but just let me ride the wave, motherfucker. Just let me ride the wave, okay? Today is You Gotta Find the Good. And I say this because this has been a long week. And without diving too far into it just yet, because we're not ready just yet, okay? Without diving too far, I'm going to tell you that as an adult, I can confirm the sentiment, adulting sucks, okay? Straight on. That's it. There is no way around it. You cannot get around adulting without it sucking at least a little bit some fucking times. That's just the way it is. It's the way it is. Sometimes things suck. Sometimes things happen that we don't expect, that, you know, that shake up our everyday norms, whatever the case may be. Sometimes life sucks, okay? When situations come up, typically you have two roads to go, two ways to look at it, to handle it. And even though the hardest road is windy and has obstacles and everything else, that's the silver lining street, okay? The easy way to go when you're in the middle of suck is right down the dark path. I mean, it's pretty much coated in this mucky goop, and once you take a couple steps, you fall into it and you just kind of start slippity sliding on your own anyway. You know what I mean? The shitty part about that is that when you're stuck in muck, in the middle of suck, Dr. Seuss's next book, guys. When you're stuck, though, it's hard to stand up in the fucking muck. You know what I mean? Because you might lose a shoe, you're going to be dirty as fuck. You might not even be able to stand up. Like sometimes when you get going in this slick shit, you're just in for the ride. And you're going to get dumped on and beat up along the way. Like it's just, that is the way to go. Now, if you choose the other way, Silver Lining Street, it's not made of silver. All right. And it's not always the brightest way. However, you can see it. You can see kind of where you're going. You can kind of see where you're going a little bit. It's not, an easy road by any means. Like there will be jumps and things you gotta climb over, and you know there's turns and twists and surprises sometimes, but like if you can always choose to keep walking that street, you won't be stuck. You know, you're not gonna get shit on as much anyway, and you're not just going to be feeling like you're on this roller coaster of nonsense leading to who the fuck knows where, you know? So when you get into a situation or something happens to you where it sucks, like it does, there's no way around it, but it's still happening. If it's not something you can control or change, then you have to pick one of two ways to walk, okay? And it's really, really, really hard to go that one way. But the alternative is not so great. So let's do this. Even when life sucks, you gotta find the good. That's my whole thing here, right? And it says the only way to stay sane when the wheels fall off is to think like that. If it's that silver lining strategy, not to ignore the mess, but to refuse to let it be the only thing you see. Okay? And this goes in everything. This goes in big events in life, tragic events, like sudden changes, whatever. Even your everyday mundane stuff. You can let things fucking bother you that bother you, right? You can let annoying things just kind of break you down. And that's because you're choosing to let them. You know, and it's really shitty when people do that with everything, because life is not guaranteed. Okay, just because you woke up fine today doesn't mean tomorrow's going to be the exact same. you know? Just because you cross the street today doesn't mean you don't get hit by a car tomorrow. I mean, that's that's rough, but like, you don't know. You really don't know. Like, every time you open your eyes and stand up and like decide to live your life, it's a bit of a gamble what you're doing. Now, you can play the odds safely and everything else, but like, if you're constantly being cooped up in your mind with all the shit that's shitty, you know, with all the suck in life, if you're choosing to just live there, you're going to manifest everything else that goes along with it, and you're just going to exaggerate the situation. My daughter has like things at work, okay? Different things at work. So when she gets there, there are still people there, and she has like these things that have to be done. Like if there's an order that's dropped off that people have to put away. Well, if the order's really big, okay, great, because she's there all night, so it gives her something to do. However, that's a lot to do, right? But if she doesn't have a big order and it's too small, then she runs out of stuff to do and she's annoyed. But if it's too big, she's annoyed. Or if it gets there too early and other people do it, she's annoyed. It's like, you cannot, like I just told her this last night. I was like, I don't know how to help you, because in a week and a half, you've complained about an order being too big, an order being too small, an order being too early, someone putting it away, someone not putting away. I don't know how to help you. You've literally complained about every angle of this situation, and you're choosing to be pissed off every fucking step. So it doesn't make any sense, right? You cannot be this upset about all degrees of this problem, okay? Just say it. It falls in line. You don't like work. That's a whole other box. That's a big fucking crate. And not many people like that box. Period. Right? But you're an adult. And bring it back to the beginning. Adulting sucks. I've told you this since you were 5. I'm not lying to you. I'm serious. Adulting sucks. There's shit we have to do that we don't want to do. And it sucks. But it is what it is. Right? I wish I could put it in there. You know, like, I'm one of those people where I'm pretty, I don't want to say I'm pretty passive, because there are some things that set me off, right? And that's just because I'm someone who kind of, I like the routine and I like the control of knowing what my day-to-day is. So when something suddenly comes up that changes my everyday or changes my, you know, what I've known, when something comes into my life that really shakes it up and I have no control of that, not only is it frustrating and aggravating and goddamn stressful, okay? It's just, it gets me agitated to where little things can set me off. A big thing can kind of create a little ripple effect. Now, thankfully, this doesn't happen to me all the time. But when it does happen, I fucking feel it. And even though in the beginning I ride the fucking suck line, right? Like I fall down and I fucking slip and slide through all the muck and everything else, and I just fucking go with it, because in that moment it fucking sucks and whatever. So eventually I have to climb up out of it and find that other way, find that silver lining street to walk on. It's not going to be easy. And a lot of the time, I'm going to be like, fake it till you make it, because I'm still not happy about the situation. But at the same time, there's nothing I can do to change it. And so I've got 4 kids and a husband. I have a life. I don't want to see myself riding this fucking shit spiral and just being down and everything negative and just like, oh, poor me, you know, this sucks and everything, every time, every day. That's exhausting. To be that angry and irritated all the time is actually tiring to me. I am very chill, passive when it comes to like, just like the everyday. I don't have to have a wall-to-wall fucking schedule. And on the flip side, I don't have to be doing absolutely nothing. Like, I've got this mix, right, of I've got all these people in my house, all these things that are on my plate, but I manage it so well that it's not an overwhelming one side or the other to me. I'm not bored out of my mind sitting, you know, trying to spoon my eyes out because I've got nothing to do. And on the flip side, I'm not like fucking wanting to claw everyone else's eyes out because I'm running myself fucking ragged. Like, I'm just cruising, you know? And when something comes and puts a kink in that fucking, puts a kink in my chaos, it's not fun, right? And I will lean into that pretty hard. I'll let it be known that, hey, this is not right. This is not fun. This is not how it should be. But I'm not going to stay there because it's not going to do anything. I have known so many people to get in one shitty situation and just fucking feed off of it for years. Years. I have stories. I have a past. I could very well sit down and rot in my bed for the rest of my life. Seriously. I could get up and ring a little bell and have somebody just fucking come wait on me hand and foot all the time because I'm so depressed I can't even get out of my fucking bed. I could totally do that for the rest of my days. I have enough. In here, I have enough. Okay? I could literally die in my bed 30 years from now, just fucking wasting away. Poor me, oh my God. I don't want to do that. I've seen people do that. What the fuck is it doing for you? Honestly, what are you getting out of it? People fucking resenting you. Other people around you have to move on. We don't have the luxury of just sitting in a puddle and dissolving into our fucking problems. I don't have that luxury. And I don't want. That's not a luxury. You know what I mean? When I'm upset and when I'm irritated, when things fucking come and shake my world up, okay? There's always somebody who tells me everything will be okay. Always. And in the moment, it pisses me off because how can everything be okay? You don't even know. This isn't even your life. In the moment, I feel those things because I'm mad, because I'm sad, because I'm just so fucking helpless that any kind of bright light positivity feels fake and fucking phony and just like something to say. Here's the Hallmark card. Everything's going to be all right. No. Fuck you. This sucks. But eventually, when I calm down and I realize that, hey, this does suck, but look at all the other fucking things that have sucked in life. Look at all the other fucking moments that I thought were the worst or the hardest or really, really sad or really, really tough or something that I couldn't climb out of, and I fucking did. So why is this one thing gonna be the thing that fucking bolts me down? It's not. It's not. I don't have to like everything in life because adulting does suck. There are a lot of things that I wish I didn't have to do. There are a lot more things I wish I could control. Okay? But the sad fact is I can't control everything. And I can't just create my own reality where I'm this helpless fucking victim type person because I'm not. And so many people get stuck like that and it's almost like the bad things are an opportunity or something. And even like watching movies with similar things, like there are some shitty movies that'll make you just feel like, it almost makes you feel right to feel so fucking sulky and just, like there are some that are like, see, that's what I'm going through. That's me. Okay. The point is though, if you can't get beyond it, then what the fuck's the point? You know what I mean? Why live in a degree of just sorrow, gross, suckville, and just have no fucking shining light? I don't know. I mean, for someone to say that you know, you're never happy and stuff. I've known some grumpy motherfuckers, okay? I've known some people that I didn't even know if they could smile, right? I didn't even know if they could say the word positive, you know? But there are also some people that just, I've seen people that have had way more loss than me, way more things happen, and they've been able to move past it. There are some where it's like, how do you do that? How, like, this is what I would do, but that's the part. You can say whatever you think you would do in any kind of circumstances, you know what I mean? Like, if I was an astronaut and that was me going up and I heard this noise, well, that's what I would do. But you don't fucking know because you're not. You know, that's not you. So if something happens in your life, if it's something like loss or a sudden fucking change, but there's nothing you can do to reverse it, or there's nothing you can do to make it better, like that particular thing, you have got to find the good somewhere. It cannot just be solid suck. That's the thing. Adulting does suck. However, there are things that make it worth it. Okay? There are. As a kid, you know, you don't have to have a job. However, you do get to have, you know, all of the kid-like things and experiences and stuff like that. Well, as an adult, yes, you have to work, you know, but for that work, you get money. You get to live in a house. You get to design, decorate, whatever. You get to meet friends. You get to have drinks. You get to drive and discover new places, new things. You get to, you know, there are several different parts of adulting that doesn't suck. But you have to find it. You have to look. You have to want to look. There's something that has happened several times in my life. A lot of those are like, okay, so we started out as a couple, and straight out of high school, he joined the military. If you're a military person or a military person's spouse, then you know that if they sign those papers, their life is not really theirs anymore. Their life is on a contract basis, and it could change at any moment. So you could be living fun and fancy free in this one spot, and then a month later, you could be getting papers saying that in another month or two, you're going somewhere else. This is where you're going. You don't get a choice. You have to go. You have to go. You can't not go because that's part of the choice. You know, that the choice goes back to you signing those papers. That was a choice. The consequence is, you know, something that could happen that was on the piece of paper that you signed. So it's just like, you have to find the good. We started living in North Carolina, and no thanks. No thanks. 1,000 miles away from friends and family, shitty little box apartment. Sight unseen to me because he was down there. I hadn't been there yet, so I just had to trust the process. It sucked. I had to leave all this stuff behind, all the people behind and everything. But then you have to realize, okay, well, even though it's a shitty spot, I can make it our spot, you know, our shitty spot, and it's ours. It's me and him and I. It's us. That was the good in the shit. And I had my first daughter 2 weeks after he left for his first deployment. And that was hard. Okay. Especially when, you know, you hear of a possibility of being able to return, which I swear somebody just must have been trying to make me feel better, you know, looking back. Oh yeah, he might be able to come back for 2 weeks after she's born. That does not happen. Not like that, it doesn't. So he leaves, and 2 weeks later, she's born, and that sucks. That sucks. I'm here alone. First time mom, first kid. You know, my husband is across the world, maybe not coming back. I don't know. It's gonna fall. So I just, what do you do with that? That's a lot going on. Sorry. It's just a lot to even think about, you know, because you're overwhelmed with all these things. Like, this is a big deal. This is a life event. And the other half of me isn't even here. So what the fuck am I supposed to do? The good part in that was that I wasn't alone. I was with family. They came in, they took her picture, and somehow, I don't know, Red Cross something. However they did it, I still don't know. But hours after she was born, he was able to see her picture from across the world. This was way back before smartphones and like all the video calling shit. So it's like, then that was kind of like miraculous to me. And so the day she was born, he did get to see her. He got to see us. And that was good. I wasn't alone. I was with family. That was good. You know? So just that's just one. That's just a nugget. You know what I mean? Like, I'm telling you, I could sit and really wallow in the suck if I really, really wanted to. But I don't. And here's the thing. I don't want my kids to be wallowers either. Okay? I want them to understand that even in shitty situations, because there are some things that are going to happen, whether it's work, in relationships, family, whatever the fuck, doesn't matter. Okay? You could be planning a dream vacation, all right, on an island somewhere, and then it could end up fucking raining the entire time you're there. That would suck. However, are you just going to sit there bawling in your fucking hotel room? Probably not. I would hope not. Like, you've already spent the money. You've already made the trip. However, something out of your control. It happens. It happens all the time. People have these stories. So you either choose to, oh, my vacation was totally ruined and I'm never doing it again. Or, well, instead of doing the things that I wanted to do, I had to get creative and kind of do this instead. And this is what I did instead. It's that choice of taking that different street instead of just sitting down in the muck and just laying back in it and just letting it go. Shoot you off wherever the fuck you end up. It's a very hard thing to be able to do. And those anchors, though, that keep us from slipping and sliding into fucking craziness is just, they're very important. They keep us grounded in a crazy, chaotic world full of shit that's completely unpredictable and out of our hands. Like, of course, it would be easier if we just knew everything that was going to happen all the time, no matter what, right? It would be amazing if that were the case. That's not the case, okay? We're human, shit happens, and adulting sucks. You just have to be able to want to find the good in whatever it is. It's going to be hard, okay? I'm not going to lie to you. It's going to be hard. And if this is anything aside from internet cringe one day, I hope that my kids take away from things that I say like this, because at some point they're going to be somewhere where I'm not. And something's going to happen to them, whether it's a change in the job or a relationship or a trip or whatever. Something will happen that they're going to think is so unbelievably garbage, you know, so unfair, so out of the blue, unexpected, and so big, okay, so huge. I don't want those things in life to break them. Just like I would hope that it doesn't, you know, you. Sadness, guilt, sorrow, all of those darker emotions are very, very heavy. Okay? And it is a lot easier to sit down and slide and just let it fucking go. Let it cover you in whatever, be disgusting, be gross, get nicks and cuts along the way, and you just sit there and you're just along for the ride because you don't give any fucks and what the fuck ever. It's so much harder to step up and around and above and across and all these things and choose to just keep going. Even though it's really, 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 really hard sometimes. Always, always, always try to do it. Because just by doing that for yourself, not even for the greater good or the situation, for yourself, it's so much lighter on that side. So much lighter. So, with that being said, maybe some more details of different things will pop up when, it's time. But for the moment, the key message is, yes, adulting sucks, but you just gotta find the good. And it's not impossible at all. You just have to want to do it. And it's very worth the hunt. So, thank you for tuning in yet again. This wraps up episode 24. Give us a hand. Actually, do I have a button for that? Let's see about it. I should. Wait, ready? I don't know. Maybe that worked. Maybe it didn't. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. Anyway, wrapping up. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you next time. Thank you so much. Like, follow, share, subscribe, all the things. Just do all the things. You get it now. And if you haven't been through the library, there are 23 other episodes to watch or listen to. So we're on YouTube and everything else. I say we. I guess that's me and Billy. There's a we. Yeah. So find it, listen, watch, like, share, all the things. Have a great day, and we will see you next time. Won't see you, because, we're just talking to ourselves. But anyway, you will hear us, me, again. Okay. Anyway, goodbye.